Hi guys, this is the first video in a suite of videos that we're producing over at Micromine, where we're going to run through the different aspects of the Pitram system. Basically we're doing a sort of an educational walkthrough of all the different little pieces of functionality, and basically we just want to use this as a refresher course for mine controllers or guys in Pitram who have been there for a while, and potentially use it as training material for new people that are just coming in. So we're just starting off on data acquisition with a really brief introduction in terms of what that program does. Data acquisition is effectively our main data capture tool that we use in Pitram. It has other applications outside of that we'll get to a little bit later in later videos, like being used as a display for data around the site office. But primarily in the control room, it's going to be used for data capture. So I've set up a tiny little site here, like an example site, where I only have one excavator and one truck. And as a control room operator, using data acquisition, you would be coming in and just capturing events. So what I just did there, I just moved my truck from loading to hauling. Now that is what we would call, or as an example of, an event. Events might take a little while to get your head around, just starting out, but basically just think of it as everything that you do in data acquisition, every tiny thing where you actually capture some kind of data is actually capturing an event. So we see up here we have the undo last event button that will reverse the event that I just created. Now this isn't going into data acquisition now, but it's probably the most useful way of visualizing what I'm actually talking about. Is if I open Event Editor, which is where we edit all of our events, we can see that I have two events so far for my current shift. And that was when I changed the status of my equipment and I changed the cycle status, which is basically moving it from here over to here, which I did just before the video started. So that is an event. Data acquisition's main role in the control room is to capture events. These events then go into our database, and when you run reports and so on, you start playing around with your data, all of that is coming from the events that were captured here. So data acquisition is basically, provided it's a voice site and not a mobile site, data acquisition is basically the starting point for all of that data that eventually comes into Pitram.